evening, everybody, and welcome to Stellos Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire, home of the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, where they open their season tonight at Stellos Stadium against the Spaulding Red Raiders. Bishop Guertin, the best college team in high school. I'm John Collins, along with Tom King, the veteran Nashua Telegraph sports writer who casts a 90-foot shadow over the Nashua sports scene whenever he arrives at Stellos Stadium at 6 o'clock at night against the sun, as you did tonight, I'm sure, Tom. They covered two games today. We're set for what is expected to be a one-sided matchup.
Oh, this is probably the first game of our doubleheader earlier today. North Central was a surprisingly more or less one-sided game. Could be nothing compared to what this is going to be like tonight. I mean, Spaulding is just not ready to compete against a team like Bishop Guertin. All you need to do, anytime you go to a football game, you look at the two sidelines and you try to see if you see a disparity in the numbers. What do you see out there now?
I see 82 Bishop Guertin Cardinals. I counted during the calisthenics. Yep. I see 31.
I thought I saw you out there doing the calisthenics, by the way. John, it's a pleasure to be working with you again.
Yeah, it is too.
There's really not a whole lot Guertin can really gain out of this except to not get anybody hurt.
Right.
You know, they can't treat it like it's an exhibition game. They've got to play, win, get the points on the board, and then go from there.
The thing about football is you play so few games, really, with all the preparation and the weights you lift. They won't take it lightly. You know it. I mean, they're going to go out there and they're going to play hard. It's once a week. They got all the uniforms on. You know, it struck me while I was watching the warm-ups with those 82 Bishop Guertin Cardinals in perfect unison out there doing their jumping jack. I thought they should get flagged for too many men on the field before the game started.
I thought
maybe that would help the Raiders.
That's a good line.
It might help the Raiders to get off to a good start. So we've had the coin toss. We'll find out momentarily just who will be kicking off to who. And it struck me, the value that we put into our high school football programs. I mean, what does a helmet cost? Do you have any idea?
No, I don't.
These beautiful helmets that they have.
I want to know how much this nifty little mini monitor that Pete Johnson just put in front of us costs, because that is, I mean, you see these big, huge monitors with tape and everything else. This is absolutely fantastic.
It's an Accurian.
This is a great monitor. I know it.
Accurian. I can't say it. It's a beautiful little toy we have here to take a look at our live action on Nashua's ETV. The games will be rebroadcast. The game that Tom just referred to, the surprising shutout victory for Nashua North over Central earlier this afternoon at 6 o'clock on Sunday. This game will be rebroadcast at 8 o'clock on Sunday night. Maybe you're watching it that way right now. The kickoff comes down to the 10-yard line, and the Red Raiders quarterback, who's also acting as the return man, Dylan Bluen, runs it back from the 10. Let's see where they spot it, right at the 30. It's exactly a 20-yard return for the Red Raiders, who will start the game on offense, 1st and 10 at their own 30.
Well, we'll see what Spaulding has in terms of what they are able to put out there to try to gain some yardage on this Bishop Guertin ball club. They've got good field position, not bad at the 30-yard line. So they will take that for sure.
We mentioned the numbers advantage. Basically, Guertin's got 3 times the number of personnel in uniform tonight.
I'll tell you what, John, the numbers advantage, the other thing is it's just the speed.
Size advantage?
The speed is just incredible.
Is what we're talking.
And we saw earlier today in the North Central game what speed can do for you. Now here you go. See, watch this.
Pass. Bluen throws it down the sideline, and it is almost intercepted. Just running out of real estate over there was Mike Kelly, the defensive back, the junior for Guertin.
And almost a nice one-handed grab. You know, Kelly, he's a junior. They use him more as a receiver than they do a running back, John, but he's probably the fastest player on this team, or one of the fastest on the team.
Nice job of cover there on first down, especially because you don't always expect a pass on the first play of the game. That's what the Raiders tried there. They have an I formation in the backfield, and receivers split wide left and right. With a 5-man front, Bishop Guertin comes, and penetration. They drive the ball carrier back for what looks like a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, tough move right there on the run. Trying to make his way, was Alec Clement. Clement's a big guy. He's 5'11", 190 pounds, pretty solid, but Guertin right across the line of scrimmage with great tackles. The Guertin linebackers are just very fast to the ball.
Results in a loss of 2 yards.
So the forward progress makes it only a 2-yard loss. 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 from the 28. The Raiders need to get to the 40. The Red Raiders against the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. We're just underway on Nashua's ETV. It's a pleasant Saturday evening at Stellos Stadium. It looks like a quarterback keeper or maybe a busted play. In any case, it's far, far short of even close to a first down, and maybe didn't even get back to the original. Yes, he did get back to the original.
Just got back to the original. Dylan Blown got back to the original line of scrimmage, but waiting for him right there, Walter Kell, one of the fastest around, and also Nick Phillips. Phillips didn't play much at linebacker last week because he was a little banged up. He played one way at running back, so now he's back at linebacker this week for Guertin.
The senior quarterback, who is also the returner, is also the punter for Red Raiders, and Dylan Blowen gets it away. It's a line drive kick. It's fielded on the run at the 45. Some nifty running there by, it looked like
Matt Bain with the return.
It was Matt Bain. Bain's good. He's quick too. They have him and Kelly back. Pick your poison. That's the thing what Spaulding has to do. Pick your poison. You really can't avoid getting it to one player or another.
Bain with an 8-yard return on the punt gets it into Spaulding territory. The first offensive possession of the game. Excellent field position for Guertin. They've got a wishbone offense. The pitch is to Kelly. Trying to go around right, and he does. To the 40, to the 30, to the 20. He is sprinting past the defenders. He is corralled, but not before he crosses the end zone line for a touchdown for Mike Kelly. The very first play from scrimmage on offense for Bishop Guertin results in 6 points. Mike Kelly going 40-plus yards for the touchdown.
Well, speed kills, and that's what Kelly's got. I told you before. As I was starting to explain earlier, they never use him as a running back. We've got a little yellow piece of cloth on the field, John, so they've got to determine what this is all about. This could be unsportsmanlike or excessive celebration. We don't know what that call is going to be. Oh, no flag. They're going to wave the flag off. But Kelly has been used as a receiver. The first play of the year, Steve Cooper, the quarterback, hit him for a long pass as he was lined up outside as a wide receiver. He's that fast and able to jump that high. So, this is a situation where they just can use him in multiple spots. So tonight, they're going to use him at running back. He's probably carried the ball 4 or 5 times all year.
That was impressive to say the least. 47 yards around right end, Mike Kelly, and nobody could catch him. Ryan Card kicks the extra point. It's a quick 7-0 lead for Bishop Guertin with 10:06 remaining in the first quarter. John Collins with Tom King. We're live on Saturday evening and being rebroadcast on Sunday night at Stellos Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire. Our first time back together, Tom and I, for this fall season. We're looking forward to some very exciting football, including what is shaping up to be the best Nashua North versus Nashua South rivalry games since the split.
Yeah, they're going to play each other twice. They could play each other 3 times, because I'll tell you right now, the way North played today, unless they have any major injuries, they look like a playoff team.
Well, picking up the ball after first bobbling it was the return man for Spaulding. That's number 3, Jason Yasenchuk.
Oh, John, good job.
No, actually, though, they have him as an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. I don't know if they switched the numbers, because you would think that would not be.
He's 5'11", 185.
Okay.
Could play tight end. And,
when you only have 31 guys, you got to be versatile.
Exactly, no doubt about it.
So they're going to start on a very difficult field position against Guertin. They have the fullback, the I-back, and 2 receivers split left and right. Guertin creeping up as if to rush 5.
And they're going to be a little bit over anxious right there. John is jumping. Walter Kell started it. Kell loves to show blitz as he comes up and then jumping over Harry Carver for Guertin. get it going offside. He's a senior, probably should know better, and he'll hear about that in the film study on Monday afternoon.
You know, I'm calling a few games now with Walter Kell. He's like a blitzing on every play, it feels like. He's so intense. He just seems like
I don't think he knows any other way.
He's the first guy when the ball's snapped to move, it seems like, on defense every time. So Dylan Blowen brings his Spaulding Red Raiders up to the 15-yard line. 1st and 5 after the 5-yard penalty. And around, actually up the middle, a little misdirection had me looking at the fullback going wide left. It was actually up the gut for close to a first down.
Yeah, good positive play for the Red Raiders on that. They gave the ball, instead of having Clement go wide, you know, they faked that and gave it to Morgan Fowler, and Fowler gets a pretty good gain and gets himself a first down. He gets himself a 10-yard run, John, and a first down. I mean, nobody expected Spaulding to put up a number like that in any play, probably in this series, when they were backed up at the 10-yard line. Now they're out to the 25. They got some breathing room.
A penalty and a nice run, and Spaulding's got breathing room in their own end.
Yeah, that's
handoff.
I was going to say that may fire up the Guertin defense to the point where they say, hey, you know, we really have to be as aggressive as we need to be.
Alec Clement with a gain maybe of 1 on the play.
44, Alec Clement on the carry. Stopped by Walter Kell.
2nd and 9 for Spaulding.
Said it's a pleasant evening at Stellos. It's a cool evening at Stellos, you know?
Yeah.
This is...
I heard it's going to be a frosty night.
Yeah, this is not a warm night. This is an early October night, mid-October feel to it. Had that feel all day long.
And the hit in the backfield, falling forward maybe to the line of scrimmage.
You could hear that all the way. They tried another misdirection, this time to Fowler, but Alec Clement was the one who took that hit that you could hear all the way up here, as they had fooled him pretty well.
3rd and 9.
No gain makes it 3rd and 9. We're just underway, just about here. 7-0. Bishop Guertin leads Spaulding. 47-yard run for a touchdown by Mike Kelly. The difference in the game thus far, Bishop Guertin has run all of one offensive play tonight, and it resulted in a touchdown. The Raiders with the rollout, Blowen throwing against his body, completes it for a paltry 2 yards, considering they needed 9 for the first down, and they'll be punting again. Will be the Red Raiders from their own end.
I'll tell you what, that was a nice fake by the quarterback, by Dylan Blowen.
Just needed more options down the field.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that was a very good fake. And he gets a pass for a yard.
He bought himself some time, but he didn't seem to have any options as far as picking up the first down. And Blowen's going to do the punting again. Kicking it from about his own 10, comes down right at the midfield stripe.
Watch out, this could be 6.
Kelly down the left sideline. Look at him go again to the 20, to the 10. He's got one man to beat. He dives into the end zone for the touchdown. Mike Kelly, spectacular, going right, going left. 2 times Mike Kelly has touched the football tonight. 2 touchdowns.
49-yard return by Kelly.
47 yards on a run from scrimmage, 49 yards on a run back of a punt. Mike Kelly putting on a show tonight. 2 touchdowns, touching the ball only 2 times.
Yeah, I saw him when he darted it to this side.
Oh, boy.
Saw no one there.
Man.
Now, he made a decision. A lot of teams would fair catch in that situation, but not Kelly. He runs up, catches the ball, has some momentum, has a little bit of steam, so he's going forward. He says, I'm not going to stop this play, and he keeps using that momentum all the way. But you know what I like the best about that run? He knew that he was going to get cut off, and if he had stayed standing up, he probably wouldn't have gotten in the end zone. So what did he do? He dove in midair, crashes into the end zone for the touchdown. I love that. I love that gumption on Kelly's part.
Football instincts right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just blazing speed, but also a good football play by Mike Kelly to finish it off at the end. And that's one that looks spectacular on replay.
On replay, yes, Pete Johnson. When you edit this, he will definitely.
They're probably watching it right now.
He'll definitely slow-mo it and go right down.
Yes, and Pete Johnson's our executive producer. We also have our 2 cameramen today, Jim McLean and Tim O'Neill, bringing you the action, both live and via recording here at Stellos Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire. John Collins with Tom King. early in an exciting high school football season. The kickoff down the middle of the field at the 5-yard line. The Raiders bring it back, and it looks like number 3 again, and that would be Yasinchuk taking some hits going down at the 15-yard line or thereabouts. They'll put it at the 17. 1st and 10 for Spaulding.
Well, Matt Christie kicks off now for Guertin. Remember how good their Clark Preston, how good he was.
Yep.
And Christie has shown some leg to get it in the end zone, but not all the time. So that's almost good in a way, I think, for Guertin, because they need to work on kickoff coverage. And they're much improved on that in the last couple of coverages than what I saw against Merrimack the other night, last Friday night, when they were a little bit sluggish.
So they have a kicker for kickoffs and another
kickoffs, and Clark does the extra points
or field goals.
Yeah, and they have someone for. I think Christie might try a long field goal because he's got more of a leg.
Hit and just about dropped in the backfield. Spaulding's number 44, Alec Clement. They'll give him a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Patrick Rose, 2-yard gain.
2-yard gain. Ball at the 20. 2nd and 8 for Spaulding. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. A lot of football yet to be played tonight. Tom got an up-close look at another Division II high school football game this week on a Thursday night at Alvern High School in Hudson, where perennial Division II power Exeter defeated Alvern. Up the middle, still on his feet, bowling ahead for about 8 yards on the play. Spaulding's best run from scrimmage on the night.
That was Clement again.
He gets the first down. They're going to move those chains.
Nice run by Clement. He gets out to the 28-yard line. He gets the 8 yards that John talked about. Keeps his feet moving. He's a good back.
He's definitely the man on that play.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Second first down of the night for the Red Raiders.
That's something Tony Johnson isn't happy with. You can tell that. He's going to be fired up about that. He wants his stuff on just about every play.
Blowing with that fullback breathing down his neck there, quarterback. A really tight formation that Spaulding is in. The handoff is up the middle and no.
And look at that. See, I mean, they have responded. Every time Spaulding has made a gain, they have responded by seeking the ball. Now, if I were Spaulding, great play would have been to try to play action on that.
Yeah.
Because Guertin's charged up to stop the run. They're all fired up. They don't want to gain any yards on them. Nobody gains yards on us the whole bit. You know, especially a team that's coming in here 0-2. Play action, you would have had them probably flat-footed. But.
Well, I think the coaches are up here, Tom.
I think they are. Yeah, I know. Good thing they can't hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Huh? They got their headsets on, too.
Blowing,
look at this.
Bobble it, and he just manages to recover to avoid a fumble deep in his own end, but it's a blown play for the Red Raiders when they could ill afford it. It'll bring up third down and
third down at 17, I believe.
17.
He loses all the way back to the 21, so
shooting themselves in the foot there, Spaulding. Tom, the Alvern-Exeter game, you wrote that Alvern had shown some signs of maybe this was going to be a great year for them, but they're just not ready yet.
Well, it could still be a good year, but they're not in Exeter. They were hoping to take that step up to be a team that maybe could give Exeter a really good game. And they gave them, what they did was they gave them a really good half. You know, another fumble right there. Ball's loose. It's going to be Guertin's ball.
That was a gift that rolled to the feet, and looks like the Red Raiders are trying to pull it off of the
yeah, they've got the refs got to blow the whistle a lot quicker. As soon as they see the linebacker, and that was, I believe, getting the ball back was Anthony Travellini.
I think it was Nick Solano, 52, that picked himself.
Was it Solano or 50? I thought it was Travellini that picked that up, 51.
Well, it was a Johnny on the spot play for Bishop Guertin.
But no, they called the ball. They called the ball dead, and I think they blew that call.
On the run is Kelly. He's going to break down the right sideline, and he's whipped out of bounds. Was that Kelly or was it number?
No, that's Bain.
That was Bain. Excuse me. That was 20, not 21, on the far sideline there. Got to watch my nifty Curian monitor that Pete Johnson left us with, and on those far sideline plays. can pick up the action a lot better. The people at home can see it better.
So you want to see good field position? Well, there you go. There you got it.
Oh, man.
Guertin with a 1st and 10. Bain a 20-yard return on the kick.
They are in the red zone. And the Red Raiders are in trouble. Down 14-0. Guertin threatening to go up 3 scores here. There's the slant in. Good coverage, though. Stops Andrew O'Reilly shortly after the catch.
Excellent coverage. I mean, that's obviously something Guertin trying out a play, out of their playbook. They really hadn't used it that much. They go to Scotty St. Lawrence, who's caught some big passes already this year. St. Lawrence grabs the ball, and but unfortunately grabs it right in the middle of the field where he can't really do much, and that play loses a yard.
So Guertin up to the line of scrimmage. First time they didn't score on an offensive play. And a tackle in the backfield. Good stuff by Spaulding. No gain on the play for Guertin.
Now Phillips got some yardage. They give it to the fullback Phillips, and he runs ahead, and he gets down to about the 17 or the 18 because they lost the yards. They gained the yard back, but yeah, we're going to have a timeout for an injury, and that's that looks like it's more than a cramp. So they're going to take. It might be a win situation.
Hopefully you're right. Jeremy Naquin is on the turf. The defensive lineman for Spaulding. Prone on the Motterfield turf at the moment. Hopefully it's just a cramp or the wind was knocked out of him, and he's already
he's up
to his feet.
He is up and making his way to the sidelines, and he looks fairly athletic. So he looks like a player that Spaulding really doesn't want to lose in the middle of their defense.
And he's also the right guard on offense.
Yeah,
Tom,
Jeremy Naquin, he's a junior, 6'2", 220. You want a player like that making some plays for you on defense. So now we got 3rd and 10 for the Cardinals. Let's see what Air Kupia is like.
Kupia back right sideline, complete. Down the sideline and close to the end zone, dropping it, but he's out of bounds. It's a good offensive gain for BG. Andrew O'Reilly on the reception.
Down to the 3-yard line for St. Lawrence.
That moves the chain, so they got 3 cracks at it now from the 3, Tom. It's 1st and goal to go for the Cardinals, up 14-0 and looking to add to it. Kupia with a solid, accurate dart of a pass to O'Neal, and the run play is up the middle. And is he in the end zone? I don't see the.
Yeah, Nick Phillips is in. There's a signal. Touchdown, Guertin.
Nick Phillips straight up the middle will not be denied the touchdown. It's 20-0 BG.
If they're inside the 5, Nick Phillips is going to get the football. He is going to barrel ahead and score. He is, last year, John, we did a couple of Guertin games where he carried the ball the bulk of the time and rushed and rushed and rushed. That's not going to happen this year. They're going to give Phillips is going to be more of a blocking fullback and a situational fullback. And so he's going to get the ball in those situations where it's down into down inside the 10-yard line. You're going to see Nick Phillips inside the 5. Really, you're going to see Nick Phillips carry the football.
There's the scoreboard, everybody. 21-0, which constitutes a red alert at this point for the Red Raiders. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and they are down 21-0. Bishop Guertin will be kicking off from their 40-yard line. Fall has fell in New England. It's a high school football season, 2009.
It really jumps on you, doesn't it? I mean, there's really no...
Especially with that rainy June and half of July that we had.
Most of July, I thought. Most
of July. Right,
just brutal. I mean, the pool shut down. I closed the pool today at the compound. And it was just... it was like somebody said to me, he said, you barely used it. I said, well, where was the weather? This is ridiculous.
Line drive is fielded at the 5. Blowin is down the right sideline. A great return for Spaulding to the 34-yard line before he's driven out of bounds.
Right in front of Tony Johnson, who is livid that happened.
Tom Carver, number 34, with the hit to drive Blowin out of bounds.
So you watch Johnson fuming on the sideline. You can see it from here. Look at him. You can see it from here, shaking his head. He is not happy about that return.
Spaulding 1st and 10. They've gotten a couple of first downs, but they really haven't gotten a whiff of the midfield stripe yet on offense. BG has kept them pinned.
And unless they hit a big play, I don't think that's going to happen against this defense, the speed differential. But they can move the football. They've shown that.
Pass is almost picked
almost.
off. Kelly
looking to that. Now, what would that have been for Kelly? If he had done that, you would have seen a touchdown on a run from scrimmage, a touchdown on a punt return, and a touchdown on an interception return.
You know, I miss those days when you wake up and you put your feet on the floor and you're like, I'm fast. You know, like when you were 21 years old or you know, you're at your physical peak. I'm looking at Mike Kelly, and he must just love getting out of bed every day. He's like, I'm faster than everybody else.
It's just incredible.
I'm just going to go out in this field and dominate.
And he's got another year, John. You know, he's got another year after this.
Yeah. And he's got another 3 quarters of football to play here, unfortunately for Spaulding.
I don't think he's going to be out there for 3
sack.
quarters.
I mean, he was on him in the backfield. Terrific job. I believe that he came untouched, though. That was a blocking missed assignment by somebody.
Yeah, Mike Flynn going in and getting the sack.
He was in like Flynn on that sack.
And a loss of 5.
Wow. Bluen never had a chance. I think he was going to roll out and try something down the maybe the left hash mark, but nothing doing for Bluen. 1:57 to go in the first quarter, and we have a timeout taken by Spaulding. It's going to be 3rd and 16, and they want to talk this over. It's tough when you have to gain 3rd down 10, 3rd 9, and you know that it's a passing situation, and you got those great rushers coming in trying to pressure the quarterback, and therefore you don't have the time to get your receivers down the field to get the yardage that you need to convert. So it's a double whammy for the Red Raiders, and especially when you got a guy like Flynn coming unchecked. Conference down on the field for both teams.
Well, the thing is, you can't block them all. They've got so much speed that one missed block is going to cause a double whammy, because you're going to have a couple of unblocked players coming in too, and then all of a sudden, you know, unfortunately, the poor quarterback is going to look up and see 3 green jerseys coming at him. I mean, Dylan Bluen is just going to be besieged. I mean, Spaulding, we talked about Guertin trying to keep their guys healthy. Spaulding is going to have to make sure, while they've got their first unit in there, that you know, they can get out of this game without any real problems themselves.
The good news,
a long
for
season to go. We've got another month and a half left in this.
That's right. They don't have personnel to waste.
No.
Jeremy Naquin, number 66, is back in there for Spaulding. You see him on right tackle. So that's good for them.
And there's a key right there. Kell wrapping up Clement as he runs. That was big, because Clement had a head of steam, and Kell had to tackle him. And I mean by tackle him,
one-on-one.
by fundamentally one-on-one tackling him, not letting him slip through, and he did a great job.
Forcing Spaulding to punt. Mike Kelly is back there along with number 20, Matt Bain. And so let's see if Spaulding tries to punt it to Bain again.
Why don't you just try to punt it?
They're trying to punt it to Bain, but it's a way short punt.
That's what you do. Now, I mean, I would do that. I would just try to punt it out of bounds, try to just kick it away from these 2 guys. It's tough when you try to, we see teams trying to kick it away from 1. It's got to be even tougher to try to kick it away from 2. You either have to overkick and outkick your coverage and overkick it, kick it over their heads, or
I was going to call that.
Bounds.
I was going to call that a bad punt, Tom, and you made me rethink that. Maybe he punted it exactly the way he wanted it to.
I think he did. I think he did. He tried to kick it away from the receivers.
And so there was no return. It's at the 49-yard line or 48-yard line of Spaulding. This is actually BG's worst field position of the night. And the run is around left side. I don't know if Mike Kelly was able to get around. Not that time. Anyway, he did pick up 2 yards on the play.
Now, that's Kelly in the middle of the field. That's not where he usually is. So he's usually somewhere else.
2nd and 8, we'll call it. We're under 1 minute to go in the first quarter. 21-0. BG leads Spaulding. Steve Cupia leading the BG Cardinals up to the line of scrimmage. The tight end jumped.
Yep. And he knew it as soon as he did it. Patrick Rhodes. He knew it as soon as he did it, just like Nick Green knew it the other night when he checked his when he didn't check his swing.
Well, he's a Rhodes scholar. He's going to know those kind of things.
With 30 seconds to go.
I knew it. I knew it. It's been an enjoyable 6 months.
Without
since March was our last game together. 5 months.
It just flew by, didn't it?
It did.
All kinds of weapons now for Cupia in the shotgun. He's looking left. He's throwing high and deep to the left. It's Kelly. It's underthrown a little bit, but Kelly comes back and catches it. He's at the 15. He's at the 10, the 5. Kelly's in. Third touchdown of the game. He's done it 3 different ways. Mike Kelly on the kick return, on the run from scrimmage, and now on a pass reception from Steve Cupia. Call it 46 yards?
It was 52 yards. They were in their own territory. Remember the 5-yard penalty?
The penalty. 52-yard pass play for BG. They strike again with 6 seconds to go in the quarter. They have put up 27, perhaps if Mr. Card can hit this extra point, they have put up 28 points in 1 quarter of football.
With 6 seconds left in the first quarter.
Amazing. The Mike Kelly Show from Steve Cupia. Touchdown, 52 yards.
That's how the season began for Guertin. They didn't score on it because they were deep in their own territory, but that's how their season began at Pinkerton Academy 2 weeks ago.
Well, you know, Kelly, who used his speed to get open behind the defender, again showing the football instincts to come back, jump, and take the ball away from the defensive back and create the touchdown.
Yeah, he found his lane, got the ball, stepped back. I mean, he shows it's not just raw speed. He shows great instincts. The dive into the end zone.
Yeah.
You know, the choice not to fair catch on the punt.
Right.
And the run after the catch here. You know, those are great instincts.
BG will kick off. This will be the last play of the first quarter as Bluen fields it at about the 7-yard line, and he gets hit hard and goes down at the 17. So a return of about 10 yards for Dylan Bluen, the quarterback and punter and kick returner for Spaulding. We are at the end of the first quarter. The score is BG 28 and Spaulding nothing. They will switch sides and we'll play another quarter of football before the half here at Stellos Stadium. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. You're watching Nashua's ETV. Our executive producer Pete Johnson, our camera men are Tim O'Neill and Jim McClain. Bishop Guertin football team off to a terrific start here in the young season. They have looked tremendously strong in all facets since the Jamboree season, before this, the preseason, before this one even got underway. And on the other side, Division I that we cover, Nashua South and Nashua North look equally strong at this point. You may have already seen the Nashua North trouncing of usually strong Manchester Central, 24-0. That was an unexpected one-sided game.
More weapons on offense. More weapons, more speed, just more overall ability.
And so,
you know, and basically, you know, it was a game that North took all, just like Guertin. I mean, not by this point, but they took control right away. 17-0. Here we are in the first quarter, you know, early in the second, and then it stayed like that for a long time because Central made some adjustments. But
the Red Raiders starting off the second quarter with a penalty against BG. Looked like they might have jumped. Let's see what the official call is. And it was the center of the defensive line that jumped offside, according to our game officials. 1st and 5 at the 22-yard line for Spaulding. A little bit of a gift there to start the second quarter, down by 4 scores. They play 12-minute quarters in high school football.
In New Hampshire high school football, Massachusetts, it's 10.
Interesting.
But in Massachusetts, each team has like 10 timeouts a game. They give them, I think, 5.5.
So that slows it down a little bit.
That really slows it down.
So when Lowell came up here against South, did they go with 12 minutes? They played New Hampshire rules, I take it?
They were New Hampshire rules, home team.
Interesting game, South against Lowell. As I was reading the game story, they were down 6-3 and scored 20 points in the fourth quarter to win the game, 23-6. So South putting it together late here at Stellos on Friday night. Alec Clement moves the chains again. Another first down for the big fullback for the Red Raiders going up the middle.
Now they got aided by that, that penalty that really does hurt. So.
Yep. And so if it was 1st and 5 every time, it would be an offensive coordinator's dream. But let's see what the Red Raiders come up with on 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. That tight formation in the backfield again. The handoff is to the I-back. Looks like Clement tried to get loose up the gut and got tackled after a gain of maybe 2 or 3. I'll call it a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7 for Spaulding. For Spaulding, located in Rochester, New Hampshire. Bishop Guertin in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Was that Clement on the carry?
Yes, it was Clement.
And he is just, basically he's done a lot of positive things out there. I mean, he gains 2 yards on that.
He's a solid back. He's standing up straight there, the I-back in this formation. And it's to the fullback was the handoff that time, who stands just a step behind the quarterback. That's number 32. Fuller for Spaulding. They'll call it no gain on the play. Fowler, Morgan Fowler is number 32, the fullback for Spaulding. He's 5'11", 200, good size. But when you have 1 or 2 BG defenders draped all over you as soon as you take a step forward, it's not easy going for the Red Raiders. So it is now 3rd down and 7.
No, Fowler getting 10 yards on his first carry.
BG digging in here. Looks like a passing down for the Raiders. They'll do this 2-step drop.
Ball's up in the air.
As he threw it.
Oh, he sure was. Coming in, trying to atone for that 5-yard penalty when he was on offense. Pat Rhodes. And Rhodes just came in from his, from his defensive end position and just leveled the quarterback for Spaulding, Dylan Blown.
Dylan Blown did get rid of it, to his credit. He got it off the hands of his intended receiver, Thomas Upham, the junior. But Upham would have been tackled immediately had he been able to make that reception. And the Raiders again forced to punt. End over end. It's going to fall out of bounds just across the
good idea now. They're starting to learn. They're punting to the sides. So
now will BG basically station their return men on the sidelines?
I would.
40 yards away.
Just dare to hit laterally. You can move laterally quicker inside the inside of the field. But I talked about that in the first game today, how it's a lost art on all levels of the game. Coffin corner.
Yeah.
Punting to the sidelines, punting it out of bounds. Punters are afraid they're going to shank it. And so they don't want to do it that much.
Ray Guy, the Oakland Raiders punter. Is he in the NFL Hall of Fame?
I believe he's the only punter to be in the Hall of Fame.
The only one. BG with the run up the middle on 1st and 10 from just on their side of the field. Adam Hall with a 3-yard gain. They'll mark it at the midfield stripe at the 50.
I'll tell you what, that's one spot of the field that Guertin really hasn't been able to dominate. They haven't pushed Spaulding off the ball, John. They've used their speed and run wide and with the passing plays and their big plays, but they haven't. The one thing they haven't done in this game is really put together a march, where they're just blowing them off the ball.
Steve Cupia is in the shotgun on 2nd and 9, call it.
Option.
He's going to hang on to it.
That's not Cupia either.
It isn't. You're right. Down the right sideline. This is Hall. He's got one man to beat at the 6-yard line, tackled. Adam Hall with a spectacular run after he got the option pitch from Chris Kajowski.
Yeah, Kajowski, Tony Johnson likes Kajowski. He played him a little bit in the Pinkerton game. And not in a sub situation either. I mean, Kupian got banged up, but they were planning on using him at some point anyway. That's a 44-yard run by Hall.
Perfectly executed by Kozlowski, Tom.
Yeah, and that's the one thing.
And he sprung Hall down the right sideline.
That's the one thing that Guertin hasn't really done that much is, look at that. Look
Touchdown.
At that.
Taking the defender with him, using that strong leg drive. Tom Barilli is in the end zone for a score. 34-0 BG. Barilli not to be denied the end zone. He was hit right at the goal line and took the defenders, plural, into pay dirt with him. BG going for their 5th extra point of the night, and that one too is good.
Now it's 35-0 now.
Ryan Card 5 for 5 on the night on the extra points.
But they will play regular clock time. But in the second half, if it remains a 35 or more point disparity, we will go to running time. Clock only stopping on certain instances. I believe penalties is possibly the only one that it will stop on. My feeling is if you're going to use running time, why not just run it all the time? And we did hockey games this past year, John, where there were penalties called and they didn't stop the clock. They kept it running. So that's football's version of the mercy rule, and, you know, who knows? There we go.
But just been handed a copy of
clock will stop for timeouts, injuries, penalty enforcement, scores.
NHIAA running clock rule.
Right. See, I don't agree with that. I agree. I don't agree. I say injuries, yes, okay. Penalty enforcement, no. Scores, no. Keep it going.
Spaulding desperately trying to get on the scoreboard before the end of the first half, perhaps with 8 minutes to go in the first half. The kick comes down to the up man for Spaulding. He is to the 20-yard line and to the see where they mark it. The 20-yard line of Spaulding. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders right there.
Tom with a return for the Red Raiders. 15-yard return.
15-yard return. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Thanks to Steve Hall for giving us that information. The clock keeper here at BG, probably at Stellos Stadium for tonight's game.
Dylan Bluen, the quarterback for Spaulding, crouched under center.
There we go again. More over-anxiousness on the part of Guertin on the defense. Mike Flynn, I think that's the second time Flynn's, well, it might not be the second time for him. He was in the backfield at one play, but he was legitimate. But,
you think Bluen's got some good cadence?
He might have some great cadence going. And believe me, again, you do this against a contender, you pay the price.
Yeah.
And they will play a contender next Friday night when they travel to Plastow to play Timberlane. That will be their first, other than the Pinkerton game. But on paper, this looks like a real tough test on the road for BG against Timberlane.
Handoff is to Clement.
We got a
he
flag
is hit
too.
After about a gain of 1 and driven to the side and down by 3 BG defenders. At the bottom of the pile, doing a good job, Tom Barilli, who just scored the touchdown for the Cardinals, leading the charge on that tackle. And as Tom said,
sideline warning offense.
Sideline warning against the offense. Well, what's that?
Well, I have to move back, I would imagine. Now we got another flag thrown. The referee here on the far side, where we are, as you see right there in the middle of your screen, he's got the yellow cloth right there, and Tony Johnson's going, what's that all about?
Doing the same.
Maybe a sideline warning against Guertin. Now listen, the officials don't need to do a lot of this. I don't understand. Coaches know that they need to move back. All you need to do is just tell them, Coach, move your players back. Coach, move your players back. Now they may have said that, but I don't know.
That's the first time I've ever seen that.
The officials don't need to do something like that.
So after all that, it's going to be 2nd and maybe 4 to go for a first down for the Red Raiders.
Call 1st and 2nd, 2nd and 5.
Blowing with the long snap count, trying to draw BG offside again. Clement is going to be dragged down from behind. And was that Barilli again? Actually, I think number 9 down at the bottom of the pile, Kyle Carrasca, did a good job on the tackle there among a few BG defenders. You also give credit to Tom Carver, number 34, on the tackle. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Red Raiders. 7 minutes to go in the half. We're in the second quarter. 35-0. BG leads this one. Battle of Division II schools. Blowing with the long snap count. Fakes the handoff to Clement, and it was already handed off to
Fowler, I believe.
Fowler, who's driven back for a loss on the play.
Sure was, but the BG defense read that perfectly. And he's driven back to the 25-yard line. Now, granted, Spaulding, you know, they knew what the story was coming. I mean, I don't think anybody, you know, disagree with that, but what they're doing is they're working on their running game. They're playing their basic plays. So they're
not going into long throws and desperation time. They're going to work on their game just the way Guertin's going to work on their game. Oh, what a play by Barilli. He makes the block, fights it off, then picks it up and runs with it. I think that was Tom Barilli. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Barilli who just scored the touchdown a little while ago.
Down to the 37-yard line. So Guertin again with good field position.
Creates a return.
6-yard return.
Just for the fun of it. 6:13 to go in the first half. BG.
There'll be a lot of just for the fun of it in the second half, John. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
We will see kids that we normally don't see. You'll see Guertin empty the bench, and Spaulding probably, you know, have a mix of first and second teamers because they don't have the numbers.
With the wishbone formation around the right side, looking for running room. Number 24 is Elias Casas, and he is downed after a gain of maybe.
Yeah, Elias maybe got a yard on that play. It was at the 38-yard line, got down to the 37. Elias showed some great speed last week against Merrimack. I'm going to give him 2.
We'll credit Spaulding for doing a good job of stringing that out and stopping the option play. BG now on the
Hall
right.
took a hit, and they thought that, you know, maybe you don't really need to use him tonight. We'll take him out. And they put Casas in, who carried a lot last year. And there's Kuchowski in the option. Oh, that's almost a forward pass.
Casas with it now at the 10. He's at the 5. He is tiptoeing into the end zone for
no, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Out of bounds, excuse me.
Out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Wasn't able to maintain his balance on that far sideline, but still it's a first down.
John, that almost looked like a forward pass. Almost.
It was ruled a lateral, or would it matter?
It would matter to me when I keep statistics.
That's right. As long as it doesn't hit the ground, it was a nice play by BG.
So we will give him a 5-yard run.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it would go as a lateral and not a forward pass. And so,
but it was very close.
A running
Casas almost outran this quarterback on the option.
So let's see what Schowski comes up with here.
There's a touchdown.
And
for
it's an easy Casas touchdown right up the middle. Elias Casas, the senior running back, takes it in and takes BG up over the 40-point mark. 41-0 now. The Cardinals leading Spaulding. 5:20 to go in the first half.
6 quarterback.
Card getting a good workout with his foot. Perfect.
6 for 6. Ryan Card on the extra points. And so BG will be kicking off again. I don't know if I hit the button on the monitor, but it's gone blue. I don't think I touched it.
Did you touch that?
I don't believe I touched it.
Did you play with that when you weren't supposed to?
I liked our monitor. It was.
I did too.
We'll get it fixed at halftime. Just like Spaulding, we'll get it fixed at halftime. No. Not to be flippant. It's 42-0.
It's
BG
just, you know, it's a tough
dominating.
situation for both teams because of the obvious mismatch. And Guertin, obviously, I mean, they've already gone. I mean, Casas isn't a second teamer. They have a bevy of backs they can go to. they will go to either further down the depth chart, I think, to start the second half, because you need to get your guys early in the year. These guys have got to play. They're going to play a full football game next Friday night. They're going to have to play 4 quarters against Timberland.
Yeah.
If they want to win the game. It's not going to be it'll be a touchback after he bobbles the ball. It's not going to be a cakewalk in Plastow. They're going to have to play well to win that football game. And Tony Johnson's, does not want his first unit getting tired down the stretch. So what do? He has a choice to make. He doesn't want to run the score up on the Red Raiders, obviously. He doesn't want to do that.
Tony's been in this situation before with all the success that he's had, so I'm sure.
I think this is the most disparity he's ever had to deal with, though, this year and this game. I really think it is.
So it will tax his powers of coaching and sportsmanship tonight. It'll be a learning experience for him as well on how to handle this and get a lot of players into the game, and we'll be probably learning about the running time in the second half. Here's a play from scrimmage.
Looked like that was Clement. Clement dove forward for about, I'd say about 2 yards.
2nd and 8 for Spaulding.
Which has been basically what he's done most of the night. He's plowed ahead for a couple here and a couple there.
We will be bringing you some halftime performance from the BG band and cheerleaders.
I thought you were going to sing for us. I really did. I thought that's what you were going to tell us.
I have nothing prepared. Dropping back, rolling out now, blowing, looking for somebody to throw to, and he's going to hold on to it before he's tackled short of the first down around the 27-yard line or so. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for Spaulding. I believe that was Blowen, the quarterback.
It was. It was Derek Blowen. Yep. Dylan Blowen.
Jake Marcheco on that run, number 9.
Let's see what Spaulding comes up with here. 4:25 to go in the first half.
They haven't put the ball in the air that much.
Not at all. Not much.
The
quarterback.
It's not Blowen. It isn't Blowen. It is number 9. They put their backup in.
Okay. All right.
So you were right. You were right about that.
Our monitor went, and I wasn't getting a good read on the.
It was Jake Markakos.
It's Markakos. I believe he was the one that got whistled for. It's one of those rare instances where the quarterback is offside because he.
Yeah, he moved. He backed away from center before he needed to.
Jake Markakos, Marchacos. He's only a. It was a junior. I saw number 9. I was going to say freshman, but that's his uniform number is 9. 6 feet, 145. Still growing into that body. And now he's got to come up with some magic here for the team from Rochester. 3rd and 9. Marchacos is going to hand it off to Clement. He is hit hard and driven backward after a gain of maybe 1 or 2. BG's center of the defensive line standing up and driving the ball carriers back time after time. Alec Clement on the run, and it's a gain of, let's call it 3. 4th down and 5, and a punting situation for Spaulding. We've said that a lot tonight. Blowen to do the punting. Number 7, the starting quarterback for Spaulding, is standing at his 11, and he boots it at about the 15. It is a returnable ball. No, it's going to bounce between the 2 return men, and it's going to take a nice roll for Spaulding down to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bishop Guertin. Up 42-0 here with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half.
That's strange to hear that being said, but that's the case, and we both knew it was going to be the case eventually. So now, I would imagine the bench gets emptied, as Guertin has some players out there that I don't recognize. First string on offense, Alex Eaton, a sophomore running back, he's on the field.
And that is still, no, that's the backup quarterback. Down the right sideline, and nobody's going to touch him. That's number 44 for BG.
And that's Eaton, who I just talked about.
In the game and
sophomore.
in the end zone. Sophomore Alex Eaton goes the distance.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a 61-yard run for a touchdown. The first time Eaton touches the ball tonight, he goes the distance.
61 yards.
Card will try to go 7 for 7 now on the extra points. Ball's down, it is up and good.
That might have been his best kick of the night.
It was perfect. Ryan Card has scored 7 points on conversions tonight. That's how great a night it has been offensively for BG. Doing the holding for Bishop Guertin, by the way, on all of those extra points. Tom Barilli, number 5. And just an excellent job on offense tonight by BG. So good that they've really had limited time of possession. I mean, it's probably you could probably measure it in a couple of minutes. I mean, but they've just gone the distance with some big plays.
They haven't marred. They put one drive together. It was about a 38-yard drive. Mm-hmm. I think that was it. That they had to march the ball. Just a difficult situation. I mean, Tony Johnson puts his sophomore running back Eaton, who does it. It's the first time I've really seen him carry the ball, and he bounces off right tackle, and there's no one there. What's he supposed to do? He's got it. Does he want to score? Does he want to run out of bounds? You can't really do that. No, got to save the integrity of the game.
So basically untouched. Eaton goes down the right hash and into the end zone, and now the kickoff whistle dead as it was happening. Chris Zaka.
This reminds me of the situation with the Nashua girls basketball team. Way back 20 some odd years ago, the teams that were #1 ranked in USA Today, coached by John Fagula.
When they were the best college
girls team in the country, right? Exactly.
In high school.
What did they do? And I was critical a couple of times because I thought there were some instances where the score could have been kept down a little bit, but at the same time, John Fagula talked to me about it. He says, well, we've got to condition. Basketball is a game of condition. We could get up against a team that knows how to defend us. We're not conditioned enough for it. Mm-hmm. So, but now in this situation, Johnson has pulled most of his players here in the first half, and you will see that it will turn into a JV sophomore type game in the second half, which is why you have running time.
Kick is fielded at the 22, and a nice hustle play. It was number 21 for Spaulding. Get the Spaulding roster in alphabetical order as I throw somebody else under the bus. Tyler Kopp.
You were not happy about that at all. But John, see, what you have to learn how to do is you have to learn how to stop at the press box at the ticket gate on the way in, and pick up a roster that has it all the way down.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, the monitor's back. Tyler Kopp with the return sets up Spaulding with decent field position at the 37.
And a nice pass.
Down the middle with the pass, and it's complete into BG territory. First down for the Red Raiders. Nicely done.
Was that our backup, Marquecos?
Bluen just came off the field. Ryan Bluen, it was Bluen. It was the starting quarterback.
That was Bluen who made that throw, because that was a very nice throw.
Looked for a moment like he was going to take himself off with some sort of back soreness, but maybe he was just adjusting his equipment. He's back out there.
A gain of 19, Spaulding's biggest gain of the night.
1st and 10 on the BG 44-yard line. Bluen under center is going to hand it off to Clement. He's hit as he tries to go around right end, and no gain on the play. BG with the fleet of foot defense again. Leading the charge was number 22, Kyle Remillard, to seal off the end and really give Clement nowhere to run. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And I'm looking at the numbers that are out there in case anybody's wondering, and most of the majority of them, if not all of them, at least down the second unit for Guertin on defense.
Spaulding, meanwhile, who only suited up 31 players tonight. They've got their first unit out there.
Yeah,
you
will see Spaulding now start to gain some yardage.
Clement.
That's gonna happen because this is a first team, second team mismatch in a way. Because when you do that in football, you physically have the advantage. Well, if you keep your first teamers in, so that's.
It'll be 3rd down and 4 for Spaulding.
Because you're normally in a situation like this, you're putting in younger players.
Yep. So it becomes more of a challenge to stop this first unit.
And another offsides call. That is the third one of the night. They had a procedure call, another 5-yard call, but third one of the night.
Yeah, Blowen's he must have that cadence down to an art form where he, incites the defensive lineman to jump offside, thinking that now is the time he's going to snap the ball, and he's done that to the first unit and now to the second unit. So he's got some nifty trick going on there. We're not able to get right down on the line with the audio and hear it, but he doesn't mind going with the long snap count either. That's number 7 right there for the Spaulding Red Raiders, Ryan Blowen. B-L-O-U-I-N. He's
108 left in the first half.
Looked left, nobody was open. Now he's going to try to run right, and he gets hit right near the line of scrimmage.
Nice job, though, by Blowen, because it looked like he was going to be a Cardinals sandwich, and instead he jumped out and gets himself back to the line of scrimmage, which right now is the 32-yard line.
Intended receiver Tyler Kopp was covered down the left hash mark. Who's that cornerback right there for BJ? That's number 25. I want to credit Brody Smith with good tight coverage on Kopp and gave really Blowen no receiver to throw to on the left side. Now it's 2nd down and 9 to go.
And they've stopped the clock with 20.9 seconds left. It was an official's timeout to adjust the ball, and now here we go.
So Spaulding trying to get to the end zone before 13 seconds elapsed. They have a tough task and going to the passing play.
Blowen again had to hesitate. Johnny looked to throw, he couldn't do it.
He's trying to get to the sideline before he's driven out, and the flag.
And the flag as the hit is made, and Tony Johnson right there, you saw it, gets right on his player.
Sean Fenn, number 14, gets flagged for late hit out of bounds. You can see the official basically reaching for that flag before the contact was even made. But Fenn, in his defense, he just got out there. And
so Blowen got it down to the 27-yard line. So he got about 5 yards on that run.
But it's a personal foul that will move the chains and give Spaulding their best chance at a score of the night.
And Guertin, 5 penalties for 35 yards.
Bad news for the Red Raiders, 4.6 seconds left to try to get this score, and they've got 12 yards to go, so they're going to have to just throw it right into the end zone. It's probably going to be the last play of the first half. BG leading 49-0. Spaulding trying to get on the scoreboard here in what should be the final play of the first half. They have 2 receivers split left, 1 right. Blowen's going to look right.
And he's going to get
pressure from behind. He didn't see it coming, and it is a sack to end the first half of play. I feel like number 90, McCabe for Bishop Guertin, who puts a exclamation point onto a dominating first half for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Jake McCabe, number 90, the senior defensive end, coming basically untouched, and Blowen never saw him coming for the sack that ends the first half. 49-0, Bishop Guertin over the Red Raiders. So far, we've played 2 quarters. We're going to come back for the 3rd quarter. You're watching Nashua's ETV. I'm John Collins, along with Tom King, our executive producer Pete Johnson, our camera crew tonight, Jim McLean and Tim O'Neill. We're at Stellos Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire. We have performances coming up by the Bishop Guertin Band and cheerleaders here on Nashua's ETV.
But not John Collins.
That's right, I won't be singing. And that's doing everybody a favor. Stay with us. More football coming up.
Is that in New York City? In Hyde Park. So that is his goal right there. Good for them.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of action at Stellos Stadium. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. We are on the sideline waiting for the start of the second half between Bishop Guertin and Spaulding. 49-0. The Cardinals enjoying a very lopsided advantage right now as we get set for the start of the second half, about 2 minutes away before the kickoff, as you can see. Tom, there's a lot of scoring to recap if you want to give it a shot.
Let's recap it. Mike Kelly with 3 touchdowns in the first half, a 47-yard run 40 from scrimmage, a 49-yard punt return, and a 52-yard pass from Steve Koopa. Nick Phillips, a 3-yard run, touchdown. Tom Barilli, 6-yard run. Elias Cass's 5-yard run, and the other big play, only other big play of the first half for Guertin, a 61-yard run by sophomore back Alex Eaton. And the Cardinals right now, 265 yards to 59 for Spaulding, which, you know, we expected that kind of disparity. We will go with running time. Running time, clock goes, and the only time it stops is scores, penalties, and I believe injuries and timeouts by the coaches, which basically means the only difference here is that on change of possession at first downs, the clock will not stop, and on incomplete passes, the clock will not stop. And that is because of the 35-point disparity. Once it gets below 35 points, it will be back to normal time, but we hope that that's not going to happen. Mark Phillips wants some TV time, but he's not.
He says he wants to play.
Yeah, he's not going to get it. Yeah, I know it.
That might... I think, Tom, the running time thing, 35 seconds, it doesn't kick back in, I don't believe.
No,
it doesn't.
I think it does, doesn't it? Does it kick back in, Mark?
It stays, right? Even if they get under 35. Only
All
when it's
the way.
over 35. Oh, okay.
Right. So if it goes under 35, then they'll...
All right. That little sheet that said that it didn't matter if it goes under 35 again.
Let me see. I'll take a look at that sheet.
Yeah, that's what it said on it. But in other words... yeah, we're running time no matter what.
Collins, the ever-observant reporter, is correct, and we will go running time the rest of the night no matter what happens.
Yeah, so even if the Red Raiders go on a roll here and score 21 points, it's going to be running time, which is not likely, even against the second unit, because there's a lot of talent.
We're going to get well below the second unit in this football game. So
good to see that your petition to the NHIAA to have Thursday night games to fit your schedule.
Thursday night games, running time. We got mercy rules now in hockey and all the other sports. I'm living a charmed life.
That's right.
Because remember the sports writer's creed, John. Doesn't matter whether you win or lose. It's how long it takes you to play the game.
Yeah, that's right. And this is going to be a fairly quick second half with running time.
But with... an easy night for Guertin tonight. And that's a broadcaster's creed, too, most likely, because it's the less you have to talk.
That's it. Onside kick just about. And BG's going to fall on it at their own 33. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. And we'll check out the uniform numbers and try to keep track of our substitutions and give credit where it is due here in the second half.
Did we have a mercy rule game in hockey all, you and I, this past year? I don't think so. I think most of the hockey games we did were very, very close games, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Even the North-South games was very, very close.
Exactly. The few games where we expected...
the Guertin game, the Guertin-South game. Did we do... No, we didn't do that one either. No, that's right.
There were a few games where we expected that the mercy rule might kick in.
Right,
but
and it never did, because in hockey, you just don't know. Hockey is a real big intangible.
Yeah. BG 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line to begin the second half. The handoff is up the middle. The quarterback is number 16, Bob Fahey, the sophomore.
And running the ball, I believe, is number 22.
Kyle Remillard with the carry. So they'll give him a gain of 1, and it's 2nd and 9. Ball at the 34-yard line. BG going with I-back formation in the backfield. Receivers split left and right. The handoff is to the fullback. And driven to the turf was Remillard after no gain on the play. Maybe 1. 3rd down and 8.
And it's a fumble. I was going to say it's not a mass substitution.
Well, I was going to say I thought that maybe the down marker was incorrect and that it was 4th down and the punting team was coming up, but there's actually a fumble underneath there, and the Red Raiders came away with it. So they've got some nice field position for their first offensive possession of the second half. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of BG. And Ryan Blowen, the starting quarterback, will remain behind center for the Red Raiders as they try to get their first points of the contest. The handoff is to Clement, a burst of speed through the line of scrimmage and more. He gets close to a 1st down on the first carry of the second half. Alec Clement, the big running back for Spaulding, finding more room to run against BG's second unit here.
He's got 46 yards on 16 carries, so he's had a good night pounding away the football and averaging just under 3 a carry.
Mainly doing what he did right there, which is up the middle. 2nd and 1. Ball spotted on the 26-yard line of BG. This play setting up to look very similar to the one we just saw. Clement running up the middle. No, that's not Clement.
That's Morgan Fowler. And boy, I'll tell you, the misdirection on that fooled me, John. I had about 2 other people carrying the football rather than Fowler. So that's very difficult to run and more difficult to defend. And they did a nice job.
They sure did. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and 1.
It's now 3rd and 1 from the 26.
All still at the 26-yard line. So
And-
the deception fools us, but not the
And to show you,
young men in green and gold.
and to show you how running time is,
Yellow.
we are already 1/3 of the way through the quarter.
That's true. 8
We're
minutes.
almost 1/3 of the
ticking
way.
down.
8:30 to go in the quarter, so the clock just keeps ticking.
Raiders are in motion.
And a
Flag flies.
But now it will stop. Which, see, I don't agree with this. I think that you've got to. I think if the game's got this kind of disparity, you should keep the clock ticking. I don't agree with this at all. I mean, if you're going to call a penalty, let the clock still run. Line up offside. Spaulding lined. Oh no, they're calling it against Guertin. It's the one negative for Guertin tonight. It's their 6th penalty for 40 yards.
You don't really need to be in that big a rush. The Giants and Cowboys game isn't until tomorrow night.
That's right. And of course, the Patriots. It's going to be a good weekend of pro football. It really is.
Your predictions are already in on those games, I take it?
Yes, they are.
New York?
No. Tom Brady is undefeated in the Meadowlands. He hasn't lost there in his career. So
Never bet against
Patriots
Tom Brady.
haven't lost that since 2000. Haven't lost there since 2000. And so, I'm going to go with New England in that game. I'm going to go with Dallas on Monday night or Sunday night.
It's going against the New York teams both
I
times.
think the Cowboys,
against your Giants.
I think the Cowboys have a very good football team this year without a lot of the distractions caused by Terrell Owens.
Spaulding gets the 1st down, so good job of moving the chains, and that
looked like Clement on the carry.
Yep, it's 1st down carry and 2nd and 8 now for the Red Raiders. They are threatening to score for the first time tonight as the clock continues to roll. 7.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 49-0. Bishop Guertin dominating as expected in the first half, but even more so than we expected, really. The handoff is up the middle, and rugby scrum of defenders there to meet the ball carrier. I believe that was Clement
I'd
again.
say it's got to be Clement in the middle of the field.
Morgan Fowler on the carry.
They called Fowler. Fowler's number was
Fowler Barbarian on the tackle.
up the middle.
Fowler got 0.
3rd down and 8. Very limited passing game for the Red Raiders. I think they've thrown twice all night. There's been a few times where Blowen wanted to throw, but tucked it under his arm and ran it.
It's just got to be a different feeling for Jim Keys. I remember Jim Keys coached some really good teams at Summersworth.
He throws it this time, though. Clement picks it off the turf. He is tackled and wrestles to the ground.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a great job of tackling, coming over there to make that stop. Sean Fenn. You got to wrap, and you've seen players in the past not be able to make that tackle.
1 yard loss on the play.
Turns into a 1-yard loss. That excellent play by Sean Fenn.
Was that Clement on the reception?
Yes, it was. Nifty hands to catch that ball from quarterback Blowen, but well, I guess he would have been better off if he didn't catch it because he loses a yard, and it's 4th and 9. They will go for it with this field position. Blowen over the middle and overthrown. It'll be BG ball on downs.
Pass intended for number 11, Tom Upham, is incomplete. The Cardinals will take over on the 20-yard line.
It looked like the intended receiver, Thomas Upham, was in space. He was reachable, but Blowen just overthrew it in his zeal to pick up the first down. Now, our monitor says 99-0. That is not the score. I don't think you can see that at home. It's 49-0, however, at the score right now.
You don't want to start any rumors.
No. Option play. Pitching. Hit after a gain of 3 or 4 on the play. That was number 27, Zach Mayu.
Number 55, Tyler Emerson on the tackle.
So it's a healthy gain of 4 yards on first down for BG on the quarterback option play. BG going with an I-back formation in the backfield, and receivers split left and right. They hand off to the fullback, and
oh, look at that. He got bounced out.
To the 40, to the 50. It's a foot race now. The 30 down the sideline. Does he have enough to go? 5, touchdown.
Touchdown, Cardinals.
And John,
Number
you're playing
16, Bob Fahey goes the distance.
the third string quarterback. So that's just, I mean, what do you do? What do you do if you're Tony Johnson? What do you do? You know?
I don't know.
You know, he didn't throw the ball. He ran it. It was a straight, you know, it was a straight option, and he ran it.
Quarterback keeper.
How many yards on that?
The ball was on the 24, so
76-yard run.
76-yard run for Fahey. This will be the 8th extra point of the game for Card. Late arriving player to make 11 for BG. And officials timeout for some reason. Card, interestingly, doesn't even move his feet. The kicker, he's where he wants to be standing. And
see again, that's.
Spaulding blocks it, but Blowen had a great jump.
They whistled the play. I mean, it looked like Spaulding jumped off sides, but we don't know. Guertin may have moved.
I think Blowen was about a step behind the line of scrimmage.
This whole thing just hasn't worked out right away, has it?
Penalties half the distance to the
So
goal.
it'll move half the distance. But Fahey, a 76-yard run.
Wow. The foot speed that he showed on that, I mean, a lot of teams that have him as a starting running back with that kind of speed.
My goodness, you know, unbelievable.
The depth. 4 minutes even. They have stopped the clock here. Is it 4:08? It's 4:08.
4:08, and they stopped the clock after. See, I think that the clock should just, you know, I just think
again they look like they jumped.
I just think it should still be running. You know, I really do. Especially in situations like that. Maybe if you double the score, maybe if you get over 50-point differential, then just keep it running all the time.
Man, I have to
56-0 is
to figure out
shot of the board.
How many points that Ryan Card has scored just in extra points. I have to trot out the multiplication tables from St. Andrews Elementary School.
I can
56
tell you, 1, 2,
divided
3, 4,
by 7
5,
is
6,
8,
7,
right?
8
extra points?
8 extra points.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Sister Mary Alice taught you well, John.
BG will be kicking off for, I believe, the 9th time tonight when you count the end of half and the 8 touchdowns. Red Raiders would like to come up with a spectacular run back for a touchdown, perhaps get some points on the board if they could. Low line drive is fielded on one hop at the 7-yard line. Is that Clement?
He's going to go.
Down the right side.
He's going to get out to the 45. And you'll see Tony Johnson not happy about his kickoff return coverage on that play.
Because those are his Upham, the receiver.
Because those are his younger players.
It wasn't Clement. He was down in that area too. He had Upham and Clement. I'm not sure which. It was Upham. Showing that receiver speed as he went down the right sideline for the best run back of the game for the Red Raiders.
What number is Upham?
Upham's number 11.
11, that's right. We've seen him in this game, but he hasn't caught the ball, but he's made some plays.
He's been the intended receiver several times.
A couple of times.
The pressure's been so great on Blowen. No matter what unit is out there for BG on defense, he just hasn't had the time to set up.
Look at this group. It looks just completely aggressive. Look at these guys. They are really bearing down. Three Cardinals in the backfield already on that play.
Decent gain for the Red Raiders. They're able to get the corner.
And now Spaulding has moved to use a couple other players as they ran on that play. Number 21, Tyler Kopp.
56-0 is the score. Bishop Guertin is leading by 8 touchdowns. Make that. Eight touchdowns. Yeah. Red Raiders calling the signals, and Blowen hands the ball up
to
the middle.
Kopp again, and Kopp will have a first down. Nice run as he crosses the line.
Look
at that scrum. That is incredible. That's great determination on Kopp and Spaulding's part.
Yeah.
And Keys is doing a good job. He's not turning this into a circus by throwing the ball and having incompletion after incompletion and stop, things when things just really bog down.
Yeah.
He is running his offense and getting his players involved. As Kopp on that play, got 6 yards.
1:40, the clock running here in the third quarter. The last bit of suspense remaining, really, can the Red Raiders put points on the board before this one ends? Man in motion from left to right is Upham. Blowen's going to hand this ball up the middle, and it looks like a first down carry for Spaulding.
That was Fowler.
Fowler getting up off the bottom of the pile.
Fowler with a good run all the way down to the...
It's about a yard and a half short of the first down.
37-yard line, so on 2nd and 8, he gets 7 yards. Fowler's a good back. I like his style. He's got he keeps his legs moving. He hasn't had a lot of positive yards, so he did have a 10-yard carry on his first play, but
he's so close to the quarterback.
Yeah, he really is. Look at how he's lined up. You're right. What would you say, about a foot and a half away?
Yeah. Seems like they would step on him when he turns around, but he doesn't. He pitches it there to number 21. Turning the corner. Kopp gets a
slide, and you don't want to watch out for a horse collar. And right when we
there it's back.
Now our monitor comes back. You got to be careful on that play if you're Guertin. You don't want to pull somebody down on a horse collar when he's beyond you on a run like that, and that's very easy to do.
I think that was what the flag was on the Mike Kelly run very early in this game when he got the touchdown. We saw the flag that was picked up. I think that was a horse collar tackle. It was a desperation tackle.
Kopp gets 11 yards on that because the ball's on the 37-yard line.
He stayed in bounds enough to move the chains.
He moves it all the way down to the 26. So
that's the end of the third quarter as the time runs right down, and that was quick. So we'll go to the fourth quarter. The teams will switch ends. They'll put the ball at the 26 to our left. And we'll see if the Red Raiders can achieve some points here at Mata Field at Stellos Stadium. John Collins with Tom King. Our next broadcast will be October 9, North versus South. Tom saying earlier that is shaping up to be a
game of the year. We haven't had, South Pinkerton usually is one of the more anticipated or most anticipated games. South Central in the past, although I don't think that'll be as big this year. Nowhere near as big as North-South regular season, with both teams possibly going into that game undefeated.
Interesting comment, too, that you made. This could be the year where they play three times. And that would be Turkey Bowl, regular season,
and playoffs. It's possible. You don't know how the seeding is going to work out. I think North is going to be in the top 3, not fourth. I think they've got a good enough team to be number 2, possibly. Now, picture this. Whenever we talk about playoffs, we're talking about, semifinals. We're thinking they'd beat in the semifinals. What if North and South met for the state championship in Division I and then played Thanksgiving Day 4 days later?
Well, here we are in
that
September.
Is why
you have thrown that possibility on the table.
That is why I don't think that they should play on Thanksgiving Day, but that's my own. That's been an argument that's been made over the years. So,
look at this BG team we're looking at here, and then Nashua. The 2 Nashua teams are turned into powers this year. That would be a great turkey bowl, wouldn't it? The winner of the 2 Nashua South and Nashua North games.
It would probably be the most attended football game in the history of this city. Don't you think?
Yeah, I do.
If Guertin played one of those 2 teams?
I think they should do it like baseball. I think you should have a playoff and then another.
I know.
3 games on Thanksgiving.
I know. Be almost as long as today.
The pitch.
Kopp, who's got some good instincts for a running back.
What a stick there.
Dives forward. Yeah, it was a great tackle as he dives forward for maybe a gain of a yard.
Brody Smith is number 25 there on your picture with the tackle. Nicely done. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 at the 24-yard line. Key play for the Red Raiders. It's probably 2 down. It is 2 down territory. They're going to go for it no matter what happens here on 3rd down. If they don't make it, they'll go for it on 4th down. Nothing to lose at this point. They are down 56-0, and they need some points. Long snap count by Blowen, dropping straight back. He's got time. Rolls left, still looking. Is he going to put it under his arm?
No,
Yes.
He's going to run it, yep.
He's out of bounds at about the 15.
And he gets some good yardage. His ball's on the 24, so he gets about 9 yards on the run.
He got what he needed for a 1st down. They'll mark it right at the 15. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. If you just joined us, 56-0. It was the Mike Kelly show to start this ball game. He had a long run for a touchdown from scrimmage. He had a long run back of a punt for a touchdown, and he had a long reception of a Steve Cupa pass. Added up to about 150 yards worth of offense on 3 plays and 3 touchdowns for Mike Kelly back in the 1st quarter of this game. He bought himself a ticket to the sideline to watch the rest of it, basically playing so well. Now the Red Raiders up the middle with the carry. On 1st and 10 from the 15, they get the ball to about the 11.
To Fowler, who gets about 4 yards. Again, another running back that you really have to like the way he carries the football.
They played the whole game, that tandem in the backfield. I think Clement may be out, but that's Fowler at fullback.
Yeah, they put Kopp in for Clement and put Fowler, switched it and put Fowler at fullback.
You're right.
We had been the halfback, and now Kopp moves to the halfback slot, and he gains a couple of yards down to the 10-yard, a yard down to the 10-yard line.
Solid tackle made by Cody Slack right there to wrap him up after a negligible gain. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Spaulding has 91 yards on the ground in this football game.
In the air?
19.
Blowen hits his own running back in the backfield. A busted play, but he falls forward, and it'll bring up 4th down and probably 5 yards.
Now, I'll tell you right now, Guertin will face a tough test next Friday night. They've got
4th and 3.
They've got Timberlane next Friday. That's not going to be an easy game. That's on the road, and that's a team that scored 41 points last night against Merrimack. So,
wow,
that's going to be a tough game.
They're going to expect to compete, if not upset BG at home.
And they are, they really are a team that's
Timberlane coaches in the house tonight, you think?
Yeah, I'm sure. And they've got a great running back.
That's going to stop the clock. We have a running time. We're already at 7.5 minutes to go in the game. 12-minute quarter, and it's gone right down to the 7:34 mark before this timeout. You see Tony Johnson out there to talk to his team in the middle of the field. Tony Johnson, class of 1977 here at Bishop Guertin, is the head coach. His assistants, Mark Phillips, John Ahern, John Varney, Rocky Manasia, Dave Rodell, Gene Mayer, John Croteau, John Belviso, George Dristolaris, Dick Dyer, Bruce Dean. Gene Mayer is the head of operations. Tim Langlaw helps out with the film. Student managers, Chelsea Goza, Grace Cunningham, Lauren Shoemaker. Trainer Ashley Russo. The headmaster's Mark Hilton.
Well, check out while you talk about that, Tony Johnson's intensity with his younger players. Now, this is something that what that does is, well, why is he being so intense in a 56-0 game? He's got his younger team out there. Those guys are going to be varsity players in 2 years. I mean, they're going to be they're going to be starters in a year or two. Some of them 2 years from now.
Valuable on-field classroom time there.
4th and 3 at the 7-yard line.
In motion, left to right is Upham. The handoff is to Kopp. And he falls forward. He didn't make it, Tom.
He gets down to the 5, and that's it. He got 2 yards. That play looked like it was in slow motion, John.
It did. Tantalizingly close to that crucial first down. They can't get it, so the Red Raiders turn the ball over to Bishop Guertin. The offensive unit will take the field, backed up against their own end zone on the 6-yard line. 1st and 10 for BG as the clock continues to roll. We're under 7 minutes now. 6:50 to go. As the temperature continues to drop here at Stellos Stadium.
Oh, I know. You're looking down. Look at downfield. All the pads, the shoulder pads, I think, are off the first unit. They got their hoodies on, John. Look. Yep. See if we can get a shot of that.
Wow.
Right down. There you go. Right down there. Look at them. First unit, most of those players. Kelly's in there. Burley's in there. Kelly's got the hood on. It's cold down there.
Cuba there, 13.
Yep, 13. It's chilly. He's got a cap on. It's chilly out there.
Around the right side, tremendous speed shown there by number 6, Tim Bateson, the sophomore running back. Burst of speed, plenty of room, but there's a yellow flag on the field to probably
maybe a hit out of bounds. I'm not sure.
Well, it's way back near where the.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Holding on offense. So he started the 6 yard. He still gets credit for 8 yards rushing. Tim Bateson.
Penalty is half the distance from the spot of the foul.
Half the distance of the spot of the foul.
Well, seeing as that was inside the 20-yard line.
I didn't even know they did that. I just thought you hold on a running play, it goes back to the line of scrimmage, and then you mark off 5 or 10 from there. And anyway, it's 1st and 8.
High school officiating is an art. There's a lot you got to know in football.
Handoff is, I believe, to the same back.
No, that's 36, on the play. That's going to be
Jim Carver with the carry. Yeah. The quarterback, Bob Fahey, has ripped off a 76-yard run for touchdown in this half.
Unbelievable.
Among the amazing offensive statistics that the Cardinals have put up in this one, leading 56-0 with 5.5 minutes to go in the
Fahey
game.
Got what, 5 yards on that play?
2nd and 5. Fahey hands the ball off. Hit almost as he hits the line of scrimmage, or before.
That's Bateson.
That's
again.
Bateson. And Clement.
He got 2 yards.
With the tackle, two-way player for Spaulding. That's another difficulty when you have 31 players. You got to have a lot of two-way guys.
That's the thing, is they've got a lot of two-way guys. Guertin has some two-way players, but not too many. So
waiting for his team to set up is Bob Fahey, calling signals under center. He's going to hand it off to the I-back. Bursting toward the left is Bateson. He's trying to turn the corner, and he may have gotten.
He got 6 yards, so he got himself a first down. Bateson now 3 carries for 16 yards. Looks like a good running back. Had more, actually, on that run from scrimmage, except for the penalty. So he's made the most of his time out there. 4:10, the clock ticking, left to go in the game. possible we could see a high school football game played in under 2 hours. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Possible.
Bateson calling signals. Look, somebody jumped, but there's no flag, and he'll be
Actually,
thrown.
Fahey's calling signals, but he handed off to Carver. And Carver got across the 26 for the 20. I mean, they've got some good-looking younger backs.
They really do.
They really do.
They've got guys that have that first step burst.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no doubt about it. You played in high school, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Football? No, you played baseball in high school, right?
Yes.
Not football, right?
Yeah.
Carver with a 5-yard run.
Carry to the right, wrestle to the ground,
Look at that,
refusing to go down was Bateson.
Oh, boy, I tell you, great run. He gets across the 30 all the way to the 35.
Yeah,
36, it's across the 30. You got 9 yards on that run, John. Just by second effort alone, he could have gone down easily.
It was number 88, I believe, Tim Dow for Spaulding that had a grip on him at about 5 yards, and he just refused to go down.
2:50 to go in a 56-0 game, so.
Yeah.
But really, running time is just, it's a good invention because what it does is it
gets Tom King out of here.
No, it helps Guertin keep the score down.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, who knows how bad this could have got.
Looked like Bateson lost the handle on that snap, and you see a Red Raider recovery.
Yep, fumble.
Handing the ball back to the official was Chris Furlan.
Yep, -5 on that play. Was that Bateson quarterbacking, or was that Fahey?
I do see Bateson coming out. He's kind of holding.
I see Fahey coming out too.
Oh, so they're both out there.
Yeah.
I did see Bateson holding his left shoulder as if he had suffered some sort of discomfort. Trotting back out there is Kujawski. No, that's number 18. Excuse me, not 10. That's
was
Andrew
that Fahey
Perella.
who had the 76-yard run?
It was Fahey
yes,
with the number 16 on that run earlier. So the Red Raiders with a chance to score at 1.5 minutes. The clock is going to continue to run, so they're going to have to run plays quickly.
Kopp, again, has some good cutting moves. Just looks like he's got the instincts for a running back, doesn't he?
He's got some electricity to him.
He does. He didn't gain a whole lot of yards, but he can really, you've got to be careful. You've got to wrap him up. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble.
So I wonder if the Spaulding Red Raiders will run a couple plays and try a timeout here.
Somebody's taking a timeout.
Officials?
The clock stopped. It may be the officials. It may be Guertin because I think they needed to make a substitution.
It was almost like a courtesy timeout by the officials to let the Guertin make it.
Right, and now we're under a minute to play.
Blowen's going to jump pass over the middle. And that was a reception to number 80 for Spaulding. Let's go to the roster sheet and find Neil Bonenberger.
And he's down to the 13-yard line.
The tight end with the jump pass over the middle. Nice creative play by Spaulding.
I have 80 on my rosters. Jordan Woodall.
Oh.
You got the BG. You got the BG roster, John.
Oh, you're right. Number 80.
So on that play, 17-yard pickup, a nice pickup.
Jordan Woodill, excuse me, is the catch.
Woodill, John, has got 2 receptions for 36 yards. Not a bad night in a 56-0 game.
Something to build on next week.
Now, this was tough. Exeter took this team 35-0 last week, and I'm sure called off the dogs. I talked to Bill Ball after the Auburn game, and he said they really hadn't played well offensively until the second half of Thursday night's game. Exeter, John, doesn't have Cookish, the quarterback that we saw last year, but they've got a pretty good one, and he's able to make a few plays. He's got a good arm, but he's able to run, and he got himself a touchdown the other night. So they have got they've got some big bodies up front. They just don't seem to have big drives, but in the second half they did. They wore Alvin down. So they don't seem as explosive or as athletic as they did a year ago. I think it's a work in progress for the Blue Hawks. By the end of the year, they're going to be a very good football team, and it could be, they could be there again. They have a big game with Winnicott on Friday night.
Kopp runs right. He gets to about the 10. They're scrambling because it's running time. They have no way to stop it now, and all the timeouts have been used. 25 seconds to go in the ball game. Blowing behind center. He's going to look to pass it. He rolls right. He's got a little bit of time. Now pressured inside the 10 out of bounds.
Yeah, that's not
going to help him to stop the clock.
No. Why is the clock stopped?
Timeout. They did have one left.
They did. Yep, they did have one left. Yep, that was the only way they're going to stop it. That was it. That was the only way.
So this probably will be the last play of the game unless
it's an incomplete pass.
But then it would
no, it wouldn't. No, that's right. The running time. It's so tough to think about that.
Yeah, it goes against all those games you've watched on TV for so many years where you throw an incompletion and the clock stops. This is running time except for timeouts, penalties. So and scores, and Red Raiders trying to get that score. So this amounts to a end of game play for them. They've got to reach into the playbook and try to find somebody open in the end zone.
Tony Johnson has made a lot of trips out to talk to his defense in a
He's looking around. He's like, I got to sprint off the field here.
In a 56-0 ball game, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. 13 seconds. The clock is rolling now. 11-10. What happened?
And that'll stop the clock once again.
He drew somebody offside from BG, and they're going to put the ball. That's a first down, but it's not really going to be a factor.
Yeah, Matty Flynn jumped off sides.
Or maybe it's going to be 3rd and 1.
It's going to be half the distance to the goal. So now it'll be 3rd and goal.
The clock's running,
4.
Tom. 5 seconds. They got to get this snap off.
They did.
They did. Rolling to his right, blowing, looking for somebody. Throws it up for grabs, and it is caught by Spaulding. Touchdown on the last play of the game. Number 9 coming down with a jump ball for the Red Raiders. Touchdown goes to Jake Marchekos. So with time expiring here at Stellos Stadium, Blowen, who was Mr. Perseverance all game, Blowen gets a touchdown pass to Jake Marchekos. A 6-yard touchdown pass as time expires.
No extra point attempt is being taken,
and
so
they'll just
do
forego the extra point. 56-6 is your final. As we watch the handshakes being performed at midfield here, Tom mentioned you don't see too many games where the starting unit is all out of their shoulder pads and in their hoodies.
Well, Bishop Guertin, John, another great night for them. Expected. They carry on, and now we go to Timberlane next Friday night for them. It'll be a difficult game. It will not be as easy as this. They will not have a game as easy as this the rest of the year. So, pleasure working with you again, as always.
Thanks, Tom King, for being my partner once again. It was a pleasure for me also. Our final score for the final time tonight, 56-6. Bishop Guertin defeats the Spaulding Red Raiders. Our executive producer, Pete Johnson. Our camera crew, Jim McNeil and Tim O'Neill. Jim McLean and Tim O'Neill. And they did an excellent job. We want to thank them once again for joining myself, John Collins, and Tom King on Nashua's ETV. There you see the amazing final score of this one, 56-6. BG rolls. I said it earlier, but I still feel like it as I leave here. Bishop Guertin looks like the best college team in high school football. They are stacked. And Tony Johnson can be very, very proud of this program, which, of course, he built here at Bishop Guertin. And from the looks of the second and third units that were out there, the pipeline is full of talent for several years to come here at Bishop Guertin High School. Thank you for joining us on Nashua's ETV. Our next broadcast live from Stellos Stadium will be on October 9 when Nashua South goes at it with Nashua North right here on both of those teams' home turf. Good night from Stellos Stadium, everybody.